Dear friends, I am Dr. M.L. Kalra, a physician from South Delhi. Today, 3rd of March 2021, Indian government has further widened the scope of COVID vaccination. It will be now available 24 by 7 at some private centers. It's a very good move. My today's video is for my friends and my patients, those who are already taking anti-inflammatory or immunosuppressant medicines for their ongoing problems and they are planning to have COVID vaccination. I try to find out the literature. There is no published data as of now in this regard, but what the experts say, what the American College of Rheumatology say, and what is present in the print media, I gathered and I am sharing with you. Taking paracetamol is absolutely no problem. Whenever required, paracetamol can be taken before or after vaccination. Even anti-inflammatory like mefenamic acid, even indomethacin, colchicine, they have no adverse effect on immune response. They are anti-inflammatory, but this anti-inflammatory effect doesn't affect our immune system. Immune system means the training of our T cells and the product of B cells, which is antibodies. It doesn't affect. Those who are having chronic inflammatory conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, spondyloarthritis, and other such issues, and taking immunomodulatory or immunosuppressants along with, they are given some advice. Those who are taking HCQS, leflunomide, biologicals, or low dose of steroid, less than 20 milligram of prednisolone or equivalent, they need no change at all. Those who are taking methotrexate, there should be a gap given from the dose of methotrexate and the vaccine. Say, if you are taking first dose, you should take 1 week after the first dose. And similarly, the second dose also should be given a gap, and then you take after 1 week the next dose of prednisolone and the methotrexate. Rituximab, which is a monoclonal antibody, this also needs a gap. Whenever rituximab is due, we should plan our first dose 4 weeks prior to that, and the dose of rituximab should be further postponed by 2 to 4 weeks. So this will give better results. Those who have been given plasma therapy or monoclonal antibodies, this may interfere with the immune response or rather suppress it. There should be a gap of at least 6 weeks. Those who have recovered from COVID should be given vaccination at least after 3 months. Measuring the neutralizing antibodies can also help us to decide when to give. Those who are undergoing chemotherapy or radiation therapy, these two procedures, they depress our immune system very drastically to the extent that people have so much of mouth ulcers and gut problem, skin problem, all because of immune depression. So they should be given a gap so that the body recovers from the acute effect. It can be measured by CBC, see the count, the white cell count, and also the CRP. They should guide when normalcy returns, only then we should go for vaccination. Vaccination is no urgency in such conditions. Moreover, those who are suffering from immune deficiency or those who are given immune suppressants are likely to have less robust response in terms of immunity, cellular and antibodies both. So, we may find in near future that such people may be given one additional dose, like we give in case of hepatitis B vaccination. Patients with immune compromised status or with immunosuppressant medication, they are usually given additional dose. So the final word is yet to come. We are still learning, but there is no condition where we should not take COVID vaccine. Be prepared for the vaccination when your turn comes, and take whatever small changes are required to be done, and follow the instructions of your physician. Be safe, be positive. Thank you so much.